Hello! Today we're going to go over how you nail 2026, how you set up some goals, how you keep yourself accountable, and how we make sure that those goals stay in your head and they're not just some fleeting moment of, oh yeah, I want to lose some weight, and stuff like that. Okay? So, let's begin. So, writing down your goals increases success of those goals by 43%. Okay? As soon as you write those goals down, they've got some evidence. You've got something that is written down, something that you now have to think about whenever you fuck up or whenever you quit or whatever. You now have something that gives you some accountability. All right. The only issue you've got with that is if you're only accountable to yourself, you are the most likely to let yourself down and not give a shit about it, because that's how life works. So as soon as you start telling people your goals on top of writing them down, that 43% obviously increases, because you're now in a position where you've got skin in the game. Someone might come up to you and be like, oh, how's your weight loss going? How's the training going? Or how's X going? All right. And you being able to say, actually, no, I quit. It's quite disappointing. All right. It makes you feel shit. So us having skin in the game allows us to have that accountability, not only to ourselves, but to someone else. And then if you can increase that again by having someone alongside with you as the journey, with your journey. So that could be a friend that you go to the gym with. So I meet Jono 5 times a week to go train. It could be hiring a coach. It could be just being part of a group or like a Facebook group or Forge or something that I run. It could be whatever. All right. But first of all, without a goal, what are you doing? And I don't know what my goals are. All right. So let's work through that. So first of all, why do you go to work? Do you like your job? Probably not. For a lot of people. All right. You want to make money, right? That's why you go to work. All right. If you quit today, you'd be fucked, if you got sacked today, you'd be fucked because you don't have any money, any disposable income to pay for your mortgage, to pay for your rent, etc. So why do we go to work? We go to work so that we can do the things that we want to do. All right, we want to go on holiday, so we work so that, like, over the 2-week period over Christmas, I can take time off. All right, we can have the stuff we want. We can have clothes. I've always said that since I first got my job or got my first house, I always said that as long as I can replace my washing machine if it breaks, I'm happy. Anything like that. All right, it's just now I spend a lot of money on Pokemon cards. I'm not gonna lie, but my extensive collection is in that direction. You can buy a second golden retriever because the first one is starting to default itself and start just I sent an email about when he ate 3 bags of pasta. That was real fun. You go to work so you can pay for holidays, you can pay for weddings, you can pay for the stuff you want to do, right? But that still doesn't tell us how we do it, all right? When we put this why into our fitness goals or our business goals or anything like that, it doesn't really tell us the how behind it. So we need to understand the whys before we get into that, because if you don't understand the whys, you won't ever know the hows, all right? Or you won't ever want to do the hows. So a little bit of a confession. Last year, I missed every single business target I put in place. All right? All 12 months, didn't hit a single target. Some of them I got absolutely nowhere near. All right? And when it comes to business, because we have the skin in the game, because we have that why of, all right, well, if I don't do this, I can't pay for my mortgage. All right, I can't get a second golden retriever. I can't do all the things I want to do later on in my life. We don't quit. But when it comes to fitness, if you don't hit your targets or you don't lose weight or whatever, that's when we quit. So I'm going to walk you through my goals for my business for 2026, full transparency. All right, and then I'll show you the why and the how, and then I'll walk you through my fitness goals for 2026, and then the why and the how, so that you can start understanding how you set up your goals this year. All right. So my first business goal this year through Q1, so before March, or the end of March, is to hit 30 online clients. All right. The idea by the end of the year is to hit 40 clients online. All right. My aim is to hit 60 clients going through Forge this year. So 3 Forges, average of 20 All right, hopefully that'll just exponentially grow as I go. Become I get more social proof with it, stuff like that. All right, average out at £7,500 per month as an MRR, so a monthly recurring revenue. I want more structure with work and timings. I'm still waiting for my big ass calendar I'm going to put on the wall, which is annoying me because I paid like 10 quid to get it delivered in 3 days, and it's come all the way from America, so it's taken like 4 weeks. All right, and then I want a smoother process within my business. So I want to have structure on a day-to-day basis. So I have a day where I record my videos. I have a day where I plan my content. I have a day where I do my check-ins. I have a day where I do my video check-ins, where I look at videos for clients, when I program build, when I go and play cricket, etc. Okay. So what's the why behind that? Right. So the reason that I want to have a bigger business is because I want to build a bigger business. Okay. And the bigger business comes with, I want a bigger house, because my house at the minute is 3 bed, and for me, Sarah, and the dog, it's probably on the smaller side, and the 2 cats. Can't forget the 2 cats. So I want a bigger house, but I want to be in the countryside, mainly for the dogs, because as soon as I move, I'm buying a second dog. I'm not gonna lie. But right, I want to be able to walk. I've always said that when it comes to like my forever home, I don't really have that kind of vision, but I don't want to be able to see my house number from the street. All right, because I want that bigger drive. All right, it doesn't have to be like a mile long or anything like that. Just you sort of have to squint to see the number. All right, I want to build multiple revenue streams outside of fitness as well. So some of the revenue that I make will go into other investments. I want to go on holiday and have like freedom to roam without panicking, without becoming anxious. So I like to sit in a coffee shop and not feel anxious about not working. But I also want the ability to go and sit in a coffee shop for an hour or two and work. All right. I want to be purely online, so I don't want to be tied to my studio at the minute. And I want to not have to budget stuff as often. All right. So going out with friends and family, not worrying about having to go to a restaurant and spend 120 quid on a nice meal. Typically don't do that anyway, but I probably still wouldn't even if I had the money to do that. All right, and I want to cook with fresh ingredients and not worry about buying nice things from the supermarket and just buying chicken and rice and stuff. Maybe like fresh ingredients and the occasional steak, stuff like that, even though I would never buy steak because I can't cook it to save my life. Okay, so now we understand the whys, we understand that these are my whys. It allows us to put the hows in place. All right, so as I continue to develop as a coach, all right, so I have my business coach. I have multiple streams where I get education from. All right, and that allows me to be a better coach over and over again. I get better results. I get mint results with both my Forge clients and my one-to-one clients. Increase the retention of clients, because that's typically where most businesses lose money. All right, then I have more content creation, so making sure that I'm posting on social media 14 times a week minimum, become better at editing my videos, become better at nailing down my niche, become better at talking to videos, which is one of the reasons that I've started doing these. All right, that then leads into 1 YouTube and 1 school video per week, promote lead magnets more, so I get more people into my email list, and then that then drives more clients. Okay, so that's the how, which is driven by the why, which is driven by the goal. Okay, so my fitness goals for 2026, I've got a photo shoot on August 7th I've got 12 clients doing that so far, plus me. All right, I want to be fit for cricket season, so I'm currently on a bulk and my shoulder's fucked. All right, I want 150 kilo squat, because when I was making this, I'd just done some squats and it felt good. 180 kilo ideal, because I've never hit that before. And I want to be injury free. All right, I'm made of chocolate, so that is a pretty successful thing. All right, the whys behind it. So photo shoot, all right, it increases social proof for both me and my clients, so I have more things to do. It also leads to a more serious type of client. All right, I don't want a client that wants to come to me and say, I want to lose weight. They spend 3 months with me, they lose 6, 7, 8 kilos, and it's like, all right, I'm done now, I've done everything I wanted to do. That's not the type of client I want to work with. The type of client I want to work with wants to improve, be better, see the results, and then improve and be better, and take that time getting to know how that is actually done. So that started to work already, because I've now got clients doing their 2nd and 3rd shoots this year. Got some with their first, some with their a few more. All right. Being lean gives back more than you think. So me being lean allows me to go out and do things without second guessing. All right. So I don't need to worry about my energy levels if I want to go and play cricket. I don't need to worry about going on a hike with Odin. I don't need to worry about going on a fitness holiday, or going on holiday and swimming, or going hiking on holiday, or shit like that, right? It allows me to be more mobile. It allows me to be better at both my job and cricket. All right, alongside the social proof. All right, because people listen to people who have abs. All right, that's why I post my abs all the time, or sometimes. Cricket season fitness, people don't realise how much I actually enjoy cricket or love cricket. All right, it's the only time I don't think about work. All right, it is my freedom away from work. I suffer mentally through winter because I don't have that outlet, and I do end up. This year hasn't been so bad, but I do struggle mentally most Christmases, most winter periods, sort of like that seasonal depression kind of vibe, because I don't have cricket. I don't have that outlet. I don't have anything other than cricket that I have that outlet with. I found it a little bit better this year with a little more focus in the gym because of the photo shoot. So that could be something that I continue to do. All right, I like the freedom away from work. So like Saturday, I'll wake up, I'll walk Odin, and I'll literally 8, 9, 10 o'clock whenever I'm meeting for cricket, I'll be at cricket from 8, 9, 10 till 7, 8, 9. All right, depending on where we're playing. 150 kilo squat, strength, social proof, 180 kilo deadlift, or RDL, same as above. All right, injury free. Like, being injured sucks. All right, that one thing can stop you doing everything. All right, freedom to do what I want, freedom to go and do what I want, to go for walks, go for hikes. Again, I still need to look after myself just so that Odin is still walked. All right, stuff like that we don't really think about. All right, the how. All right, so photo shoot. All right, get shredded. All right, so that involves a calorie deficit, increasing cardio, making sure that I'm training correctly. I also have to think about, whilst in that deficit, the volume has to come down. All right, where's my protein goes, etc. Cricket season fitness comes from getting shredded. Obviously, the less I weigh, the easier cricket is going to be, because I'm going to be able to run more. I can improve my cardio by doing my cardio. All right, I've got a solid training program for the 150, for the squat and the deadlift, and injury free. I'm warming up properly now, which is rare. Not gonna lie, I'm really bad at that kind of stuff. I'm like, yeah, if I'm going to go and bench, I'll just warm up back benching. And I do mobility before bed now as well. All right, which is something I got into in COVID, but then fell out of. Okay. So with all of that, it still has to come down to priorities. So priorities do matter, and priorities will never be the same over and over again. All right. So because cricket is seasonal for me, and cricket is a priority for me, cricket through winter isn't a priority. So then my priority becomes something else. So that becomes training harder, or going to the gym better, like more frequently, more sustainable in terms of when I actually train. All right. Whereas in cricket season, training almost drops down the priority list because I don't want to be aching for cricket. All right. And at the start of the season, I'll be playing twice a week plus training once a week. So there's 3 sessions there, and I need to be able to recover between them as well. Because people think cricket's an easy sport, and go and play cricket for 3.5 hours or 7 hours if you do both innings, and then tell me you're not aching the day after. You are crippled the day after. It's awful. All right, especially like after the first couple of net sessions as well. All right, so priorities will always change, and things change depending on what life throws us. So if one of the kids gets ill, or if Odin got ill, Odin and the kids would go priority appear, right? Everything drops down. So we need to be able to have those priorities so that we can hold ourselves accountable to those things, because if they're not a priority, you're not going to do them. All right. So the whys become the priority. All right. So this is my plan currently. All right. So this is the how I'm prepping for that photo shoot, prepping to get 150 kilo squat, 180 kilo IDL, cricket season, etc. All right. So as of right now, it is Monday. So today I am on a rest day. All right. My calories are 3,200 every day. All right. I have a rest day Monday, pull, push, legs, rest day, up, lower. Okay. pretty simple, pretty self-explanatory. All right, I have a date in March, which is 9.5 weeks away, which I will be. It's about 2 months, pretty much, give or take. I will be starting my diet. Okay. So from March, I'll be playing cricket. All right, whether that's netting on a weekly basis or seasons. I think our first game's start of April. Okay, so I've factored that in. So my training drops from 5 days to 4 days. So I'll do lower on a Monday, upper, lower, upper. All right, that might even change. I might depend on how I'm able to recover from this session. Cardio, I'll be doing cardio Monday to Thursday. All right, every evening, Monday to Thursday at the gym. All right, I'll be doing 400 calories worth of cardio, so I'll be doing 1,600 calories worth of cardio. Cricket, I'll have training on a Wednesday, and then I'll be training. I'll be having a game on a Saturday, every Saturday for 22 weeks, plus a couple of Sundays, and that might even run into the week as well. So now you've got to think how I'm going to lose weight is pretty self-explanatory because we cut the calories drastically Monday to Thursday. So I've dropped 1,100 calories. All right, and then Sunday as well will drop down. But Friday and Saturday we have 2,800, just because Friday I'll need to carb load for Saturday, and Saturday I'll need the carbohydrates to actually play cricket and not fuck myself. Okay, so what I would do from here is almost set up your own little plan, something like this. All right, where you can say Monday to Sunday, when am I training? All right, what are your priorities? All right, list your goals, list the why behind it, and then list the how, and then you can put them into something like this where you say, okay, well, I need to drop, I want to lose 6 kilos in the next 12 weeks. All right, what does that look like? How do you go about it? If you need help with that, obviously one-to-one coaching is available. Just give me a heads up if you're not already doing something with me. But yeah, like the video, comment below what your goal is, and if you need any help with anything, I'll be happy to help. But hopefully you now understand how you can take your goal, why your goal is your goal, and then obviously put the how in place. All right, any questions, pop them below, and I'll catch up with you next week. Cheers, guys.